Finnegans Wake, Book 1, Chapter 6, continued, by James Joyce. 2. Does your mutter know your mic? Answer. When I turn me optics from such urban prospects, 'tis my filial's bosom doth behold with pride that pontificator and circumvallator, with his damned knight garrulous slipped by his side, and alive the lisp of her. 'Twould Greek mountains whisper her, and the bergs of Iceland melt in waves of fire, and her spoon me spondies, and her dickle me ondines, make the rageous ocean neath and quaff a lyre. If Dan's day, Nan's dirty. If he's plain, she's purdy. If he's fain, she's flirty with her auburnt streams, and her coy cajoleries, and her dabbling drolleries, for to rouse his rudder up, or to drench his dreams. If hot Hammurabi or cowled Ecclesiastes could espy her pranklings, they'd burst bounds again, and renounce their ruins, and announce their doings, for river and ever and a night. Amen. 3. Which title is the true-to-type motto in lieu for the tick for the tiac, thatchment paint wit, with one darkness, where a snake is under clover and birds a prowl are in the rookeries, and a Magda went to monkey's house, and a river pod was spotted, which is not witchcroft, war oft, not Oosterholm, Dry Schloss, not Haroldsby Grosser, not Vaticand Vintner, not Houseboat and Hive, not Knox at a Bell, not O Phoenix Colprince, not Wone Squaw Rumiek, not Eblon Downs, not Le Dessert Lemieux, not Benjamin's Leah, not Tholomew's Waddington, not Antwerp, Nat Musca, not Curry's, not Weir's, not the Arch, not the Smug, not the Dutch House, not the Oval, nothing grand, nothing splendid, Greyhout or Splito, neither erat est irit, nua non mici sed lucapro? Answer. Thine obesity, O civilian, hits the felicitude of our orb. 4. What Irish capital city, O dea, of 2 syllables and 6 letters with a Celtic origin and a numerous end, dust, O dust, can boast of having A, the most extensive public park in the world, B, the most expensive brewing industry in the world, C, the most expansive peopling thoroughfare in the world, D, the most philohippuk theobibus population in the wood, and harmonize your abeceded responses. Answer. A. Delphus. And when you'll hear the gould hummers of my heart, my floxy loss, bing-banging again the ribs of your resistance, and the tender bolts of my rivets working to your distraction, you'll be shivering wheat all ye dinful sobs when we'll go ride a copa curly, you with your orange garland, and me with my conny cordial, down the greaseways of rollicking into the waters of wedded life. B. Dork. And sure, where can you have such good chimes anywhere, and leave you, as on the mash, and how 'tis I would be engaging you with my plovery soft accents, and descanting up over the scene beyond me of your loose vines, in their herefore with them 2 loving loofs, braceleting the slims of your ankles and your mouths, flower rose, and sinking ofter the soapstone of silvery speech. C. Nublid. Isha. Why wouldn't we be happy? Avourneen on the mill's money. He'll soon be leaving you as soon as I've my own Brookline Georgian Mansions lawn to recruit upon by Dr. Cheek's special orders, and my copper spanful of soybeans and Irish in my east hand, and a James Gate in my west, After all the arrears and aerobus of comparative embottled history, and your good self churning over the new-leaved butter, more power to you. The choicest and cheapest from Atlanta to Oconee, while I'll be drowsing in the garden. D. Doorway. I hooked my thoroughgoing trotty the first down Spanish place, mayo I make, toam I take. Sligo sleek, but Galway's grace, holy eel and sainted salmon, choking chum and ducking das. Rhoderun's not your eye equal, says she, lepping half the lane. A, B, C, D. A bell, and shall do, steep bell, ond beel go, masplon priestmos people. Shand praise gonnis, our faced moon nipple, our prame shan deepen. Pay name mui, fee pence. Moi nay non a equal. 5. What slags of a loaf lad would retin smutty flasks, empty out old man's milk vitious gite, scare off Jack and Jill's fra tiddle anding, smooth pick waste papish pastas, inside man outsider's angel, sprink dirted water around village, newses, tobaggan and Swedes, plain general kept louden on the kirk peel, foot treats given to malafeeds, outshriek he up himself, nor his hair after boogalaws, might underhold 3 bonnets, pots polish crotty boats. Night cuva all fire glims, serves time till bass, grindstone his kniveses, fullest boarded lewd man of the method of godliness, perchance he neows, and thans sits in the spoor wagon. XWCA on ZWCU, doorsteps limited or bay windows, bro swabber preferred. Walter Clausetter's and son, with the H.E. Chimneys company, to not screeve, will on advices, be bacon or stable hand, must be gripe full standingly hours language, jublunder, or North Quain bigger preferred. All duties, kind rights, family feud, outings 5, make it ernst, no get comspeech, profusional, drink lords, to please abstain. He is a father low sounded, in mood mind pursued, but Alec Connerman, nay, that must, he isn't. Answer, poor old Joe. 6. What means the saloon slogan, summon in the house sweep diner? Answer, tuck gallery bit of the sales of cloth. Now and I have to beeswax the bringing in all the cloud of the porks to us. How I thought I knew his stain on the flower, if me ask, and can could speak. And he called by my midden name, Tick. I am your honey, honey sugar. Tha, bay. And who brook the dandolas, and who seen the black cullen jam for Tomara's big picnic? I hope it'll pour praise the climate of all Ireland. I heard the grackles, and I skimming the crock on all your sandwiches. Fig pence per leg per drake, tuck. And who ate the last of the goose bellies that was moulding from measless years? And who left that there? And who put that here? And who let the Kilkenny stale the chump? Tick. And who was it, propped the pot in the yard? And what in the name of Zen Luke are you rubbing in the side of the floor of the lobby with? Shite. Will you have a plateful? Tuck. 7. Who are those component partners of our societate? The doorboy, the cleaner, the soldier, the crook, the squeezer, the lounger, the kerman, the tourabout, the mushroom sniffer, the bleak blue tramp, the fun pow the plother, the Christy man's boxer from their Prie Salé, and Donnybrook Prater, and Roebuck's Campos, and the Ager around town, and the Crumglin's grassy, but Kimmage's champ, and Ashtown's fields, and Cabra fields, and Finglas fields, and Santry fields, and the fields of Rahani, and their fields, and Baldoigle, to them who are latecomers all the years round, by anticipation, are the porters of the passion and virtue of retroratiocination, and contributing their confligent controversies of differentiation, unify their voxes in a vote of vaticination, who crunch the crusts of comfort due to depredation, drain the mead for misery to incur intoxication, condone every evil by practical justification, and condemn any good to its own gratification, who are ruled, roped, duped, and driven by those numen daemons, the fee-keepers at their laws, nightly consternation, fortnightly fornication, monthly misericordation, and omni-annual recreation doils when they deliberate, but Sullivans when they are swordstead, Matey, Teddy, Simon, John, Pedder, Andy, Barty, Philly, Jamesy Moore, and Tom, Matt, and Jakes McCarty. Answer: the Morpheos. 8. And how were your Maggies? Answer: they were loving, they love laughing, they laugh weeping, they weep smelling, they smell smiling, they smile hating, they hate thinking, they think feeling, they feel tempting, they tempt daring, they dare waiting, they wait taking, they take thanking, they thank seeking, as born forlorn in lore of love, to live and wive by wile and rile, by rule of rules, wrethed rose and hose, hold home, yeth cometh elope, beer, coach, and four. Sweet peck at my hot picks, one man more. 9. Now, to be on anew and basking again in the panorama of all the flaws of speech, if a human being, duly fatigued by his deity in the sooty, having plenty of time on his gouty hands and vacance of space at his sleepish feet, and as hapless behind the dreams of accuracy as any Camelot prince of Dinmurk, were at this actual future pre-terrating instant in the states of suspensive examination accorded throughout the eye of a noodle, with an ear-sighted view of a hope in haven, with all the ingredient and egregient whites, and ways to which, in the curse of his persistence, the course of his story will have been recourses, the reverberation of knot-cracking oars, the reconjugation of node-binding eyes, the redesolacingness of mind-moulded ease, and thereby hang of the whole of it. Could such a nun, whilst even led come silencers to come whither hers, until intempestuous knocks should catch the gala cry, and spot Lucan's dawn by hold at once what is main and what 'tis twain? How one once meat melts in t'other, once poignings, the sap rising, the falls falling, the nim now na highland, round the girly head so becoming, the restless in the womb, all the rivals to all see shake again. Oh, disaster, shake a louse, ah, how starring. But Haing's got a bit of horse's nose, and Jeff's got the signs of ham round his mouth, and the bow that spun beautiful pails as it paws. What rose root and orgius grows gelb and green blew out the end of it? Violets died. Then what would that far-gazer seem to seem self, to seem seeming of deem it all? Answer: a kaleidoscope. 10. What bitterest love but yearning, what sour love much, but a brief burning, till she that draws doth smoke return? Answer: I know. Pipette, of course, dear, but listen, precious. Thanks, pet, those are lovely. Petronette, delicious, but mind the wind, sweet. What exquisite hands you have, you angel. If you didn't know your nails, isn't it a wonder you're not ashamed of me? You pig, you perfect little pigaline. I'll nudge you in a minute, I bet. You use her best Persian smear off her vanity table to make them look so rose-top, glow-stop, no-stop. I know her. Slight me, would she? For every got I care. 3 creamings a day, the first during her shower and wipe off with tissue, then after clean-up, and of course before retiring. Beam shawl, when I think of that espose of a clan cabri, the food brawler of the socialist party with his black-leaded chest. Hello, Prendergast. That you, Inkipper, and all his 14 other full-back maulers of hurling stars, or whatever the dagos they are, baiting at my Lord Ornery's just because they won the egg and spoon there so overly provincial at Baldole. My Eilish assent he seed makes his admiration. He is seeking an opening and means to be first with me as his belle alliance. Andu musnu play zeloso, so, do todas. Such is Spanish. Stoop a little closer, feels he. Delightsome, simply, like Jolio and Romeon. I haven't felt so Turkish for ages and ages. Minds me of Squeecius, the chocolate with the soul. Extraordinary. Why, what are they all, the mucky lot of them only? Sht! I wouldn't pay 3 hairpins for them. Pept! That's right, hold it steady. Leg me pull pew, come bigger on, poo. What are you nudging for? No, I just thought you were. Listen, loveliest. Of course it was too kind of you, miser, to remember my sighs and shockings, my often expressed wish when you were wandering about my trousseaus. And before I forget it, don't forget, in your extensions to my personality, when knotting my remembrance tie, Shoe Week will be trotting back with red heels at the end of the moon, but look what the fool brought cabbage head, and, as I shall answer to gracious heaven, I'll always and always remind of snappy new Goethes, me being always the one for charms with my very best and proud ungloving, even if he was to be vermilion miles my youth to live on. The rubber end Mr. Polkingtone, the Quonian fleshmonger, who Mother Brown solicited me for the unlawful converse with, her mug of October parts on it, creaking around on his old shanks axle like a crusty old cornquake, airman, waterwag, terrier blazer. I'm fine, thanks, Eva. Ha! Oh, mind you, poo ticklies, all I poo him in mo moo. Mum. Funny spot to have a Finji. I'm terribly sorry. I swear to you I am. May you never see me in my birthday pelts, seen so tutu that her blanches manges may not rot leprous off her whatever winking magus. I'll bet by your cut you go flirting after with all the glass on her and the jumps in her stomware. Ha ha! I suspected she was. Sink her? May they fire her for a baron you, she says, tay for thee. Well, I say thanks so much, and desired she might not take it amiss if I esteemed her but an odd. If I did tough turf, I'm not missy. Of course I know, Pedist, you're so learningful and considerate in yourself, so friend of vegetables, you long cold cat, you. Please, by acquiescer, to meek my acquaintance, coldling, snakelet, isolist. My diaper has more life to it. Who drowned you in drears, man, or are you pale with ink? Did a weep get past the gates of your pride, my tread on the clover sweetness? Yes, the buttercups told me, hug me, damn it all, and I'll kiss you back to life, my peachest. I mean to make you suffer, meddler, and I don't care this fig for contempt of courting. That I chid you, sweet sir, you know I'm tender by my eye, can't you read by dazzling ones through me true. Bite my laughters, drink my tears, pour into me volumes, spell me stark and spill me swooning. I just don't care what my thwarters think. Trans name me loveliness. Now and here, me for all times. I'd risk a policeman passing by McGrath, or even that beggar for boots at the post, the flame or pardonne. That was what? Ah, did you speak stuff? More poestries from Shakespeare's with glee choral music, or ejaculation from the garden of the soul? Off. I believe in the immoralities. Oh, you mean the strangle for love, and the so wive all of the prettiest? Yep, we open hap causeries in the home, and once upon a week I improve on myself. I'm so keen on that new free woman with novel inside. I'm always as tickled as can be over man in a surplus by the lady who pays the rate, but I'm as pie as is possible. Let's root out Brimstoker and give him the thrall of our lives. It's Dracula's night out. For creep's sake, don't make a flush. Draw the shades curfew, and I'll make any son a monk to love. Holy bug! How my highness would jump to make you flame your Halverbanan in two, when I'd run my burning torchlight through, to adore me there, and then cease to be. Whatever for blossoms your hair midge, if you had one. If I am laughing with you? No, loving list. I'm not so dying to take my rise out of you, adored, not in the least. True as God made my maman, hip-length modesty, coat mother. It's only because the reason is I'm only any girl, you lovely fellow of my dreams, and because old Sambooby is not around about, my trysting of the tulipies, like that puff pape bucking, Daverin a-soiling us behinds. What a nerve! He thinks that's what the Vesperi's for. How vain's that hope in cleric's heart, who still pursues the adulterous art, cocksure that rusty gown of his will make fair Sue forget his fizz, tame Schwips, blessed Marguerite bosses. I hope they threw away the mould, or else we'd have balls hazas and sour dam maplers, with their medical associations all over the place. But hold hard till I've got my latchkey vote, and I'll teach him when to wear what woman colours. On account of the gloss of the Gleason, Hazzy Brubalbys is a booble, and because you pluckless I ankalute, I hate the very thought of you, and because, dearling, of course adorest, I was always meant for an engineer from the French college, to be musband, nom de gens, when we do and contract with encho tencho, so there, when you are married to reading and writing, which please business now won't be long, for he's so loopy on me, and I'm so leapy like since the day he carried me from the boat, my saviour of Eros, to the beach, and I left on his shoulder one fair hair to guide hand and mind to its softness. Ever so sorry, I beg your pardon. I was listening to every treasuried word I said fell from my dear Mookse's tongue. Otherwise, how could I see what you were thinking of our granny? Only I wondered if I threw out my shaving water. Anyway, here's my arm pullet neck, gracefully yours. Move your mouth towards mine. More preciouses, more and more, to please me, treasure. Don't be I'm not going to, shh, nothing, a cree somewhere, bye, I'm fly. Here, Pippi, under the limes, you know big tree are all against gravestone. They hesitancy, God owned mand. So chup, chirrup, sigalo for the lug of Migo, the little pastor I go before you, so, and you're at my apron stage. Shy, is he, Dovey? Must forget there's an audience. I have been lost, angel, cuddle ye, devil ye. It's our toot-a-toot, here, sensation. Let them their whole 4 courtships, let them Big Ball and his boozers 11 makes, 12 territorials. The old sots hold at once wide streets to commission their nuisance in at the Mitchells versus Nichols, Ave Selvi Aquivales, and my waiting 20 classbirds sitting on their stiles. Let me finger their rhythmitic, and you'll see if I'm self-thought. They're all of them out to please. Wait, in the name of, and all the holly, and some the missile, and it St. Eve's, Hust, Ham. There's Ada, Bet, Celia, Delia, Enna, Fretta, Gilda, Hilda, Eta, Jess, Catty, Lou. They make me cough as sure as I read them. Mina, Nippa, Upsy, Pole, Queenie, Ruth, Saucy, Trix, Una, Vella, Wanda, Xenia, Eva, Zulma, Phoebe, Telma, and me. The reformatory boys is going in for the church, so we've all come feast like the group suppers and caught lip solution from the anti-providence under penances for mortal sins. When their bride was married, all my bells began teeting. A ring, a rose a ring, then everyone will hear of it. Whose his wishes is the father to my thoughts, but I'll plant them a poser for their nomenclator. When they're out with the day nurse doing chaperone more, bright pigeons all over the world will fly with my mistletoe message round their love-ribboned necks, and a crumb of my cake for each Chasta Dieva. We keeps all in sundry papers. In the amour light, oh, my darling, no, I swear to you by Phibsborough church dome and St. Andre's undershift. By all I hold secret from my world, and in my underworld of nighties and naughties and all the other wonder worlds. Close your not must look. Now open, pet, your lips, pipette, like I used my sweet-parted lipsabus with Dan Hullahand of facetious memory taught me after the flannel dance with the proof of love up Smock Alley the first night he smelled poodah, and I coloured beneath my fan. Pipetta mia, when you learned me the linguo to melt. Whoam would have ears like ours, the blackhead. Do you like Silenzioso? Are you enjoying this same little me, my life, my love? Why do you like my wisping? Is it not divinely delicious? But in it, buffer you. Mizzy, tell me till my thrill me comes. I will not break the seal. I am enjoying it still. I swear I am. Why do you prefer it's in these dark nets, if I may ask, my sweetikins? Shh, long ears is flying. No, sweetest. Why would that annoy me? But don't. You want to be well slapped for that, your delighted lips, love. Be careful. Mind my Duventine dress, above all its golded Sylvie, the newest sextones with princess effect. For Rutland's blues got out of passion. So, my precious. Oh, I can see the cost, Char. Don't tell me why the boys in Sheep's Lane knows that. If I sell whose, dears? Was I sold here's, dears? You mean those conversation lozenges? How awful, the bold shame of me. I wouldn't, chickens, not for all the Juliets in the twinkly way. I could snap them when I see them winking at me in bed. I didn't did so, my intended, or was going to, or thinking of. Shh! Don't start like that, you wretch. I thought ye knew all and more, ye octa, to explique to ones the significat of their ex-systems with your new Nouvelon lead. It's only another queer fish or other in Brynbow's damned old trouterous river again. Go the wish gods bless us and spare her. And Gibo's raced from the bosso. Excuse me for swearing, love. I swear to the Sorosisms on their trons of Uyen. I didn't mean to buy this Alpin omelette. Did you really never know that Catalan lives speak clothes to a girl's before? No? Not even to a charmer maid? How, my fellows? Of course I believe you, my own dear doting liest, when you tell me, as I'd live to, oh, I'd love to, liss, I must Swiss, never that ever, oh, I can remember, dear streaming faces, you may go through me. Never in all my whole white life of my matchless and pair, or ever for bitter, be the fruit of this hour. With my whiteness I thee woo, and bind my silk breasts I thee bound. Always, armory, amour, and more, till always thou lovest. Shh, shh, so long as the locksmith laughs. 11. If you met on the binge a poor ice-striled from ailing, when the tune of his tremble shook shimmy on shin, while his contrary raged in the week of his wailing like a pugilant lion o' lin, if he maundered in misliness, plaining his plight, or played fox and lice, pricking and dropping hips' teeth, or wringing his handcuffs for peace, the blind blighter praying doof and dumb nostrums, foe thom thinks to eath. If he wept while he leapt, and guffawed quith a himper, made cold blood a blue Monday, and no bones without fleck, taking kiss, cake, or kick with a suck, sigh or simper, a diffle to lon and a dibble to lech. If the fain shinner pegged you to shave his immartial, wee skill mustard shoal with his ooh-hoo-doo-doo, broking wind that to whiles woe made sin, he was partial, we don't think, Jones, we'd care to this evening, would you? Answer. No, blanky. So you think I have impulsivism? Did they tell you I am one of the 46ths? And I suppose you heard I had a wag on my ears, and I suppose they told you too that my role of life is not natural. But before proceeding to conclusively confute this begging question, it would be far fitter for you, if you dare, to hesitate, to consult with, and consequently attempt at my disposal of the same dime cash problem elsewhere, naturalistically, of course, from the blink point of so eminent a spatialist. From it, you will hear notice shot upon my for the first remarking you that the sophology of Bitchson, while driven as under by a purely dime urge, is not without his cash characteristics, borrowed for its nonce ends from the fiery good mother, Misfortune, who, the lost time we had the pleasure, we have had our little recherche brush with what shot. And, as I further could have told you, as brisk as your DBC behavioristically palliate, with a coat of hamoid icing, which is, in reality, only a done-by-chancing ridiculization of the woo-woo and where-hairs theorics of Weinstein. To put it all the more clumsily, the speech form is a mere surrogate, whilst the quality and tality I shall explex what you ought to mean by this with its proper when and where and why and how in the subsequent sentence are alternative mentally harrogate and arrogate as the gates may be. Talus is a word often abused by many passems. I am working out a quantum theory about it, for it is really most tantalizing state of affairs. A passam may frequent you to say, have you been seeing much of Talus and Talus those times? Optimally meaning, will you put up a hree of Irish? Or a lady-eater may perhaps have casualized you as temptoed her a la sardine of your plates. is Talus the Talus, the sword swallower, who is on the Craterium, the same Talus von Talus, the pen scrusher. No, funk you, who runks his Dooley Mire? Or this is perhaps cleaner example. At a recent post-vortex peace in fustigation of a determinized case of chronic spinosis, an extension lecturer on the ague who, out of matter of form, was trying his thesis, Dr. Het Ublieft, borrowed the question, why switch Suchman's Talus Qualis? To whom? As a fatter of marked, Dr. Gidanji of Stoutgirth, who was wiping his whistle, tersely retorted, while thou beest one zoom of a whirl, Talus and Talus originally mean the same thing, Hittits, Qualis.